And like another esoteric reading between the lines point, maybe Asimov is warning against, it seems to be so pro AI, pro synthesis with all organic life, like the moss is, important. I know she technically says that's not true, of course. Like, humans are more important than a blade of grass. She makes a whole point of, but I'm saying, but she doesn't. On one level, she does think the blade of grass is like, oh my god, you gotta cry over it and stuff.
Yeah, I could never adjust human minds entirely as I wished, for there was always a chance that I might do harm to the various humans who were adjusted. I was bound, you see, and I am bound to this day by the laws of robotics.
Yeah.
They basically...
Just tilt it up a little bit. See how mine's like faced up towards
Sorry.
You. You're good.
I thought you were trying to tell me the baby woke up.
Oh, no, don't worry. We can still rant.
My heart just jumped into my throat.
And
I'm assuming your robot series talks about Elijah Bailey.
Yeah, so that's, you're gonna like him too. And that's why I say
in
it's
his
so
honor,
fan
I did my
fiction-y.
best to later time I maneuvered a beginning to the terraforming of a world circling the nearby star now called Alpha. In neither case was I truly successful. I could never adjust human minds entirely as I wished. That's where he talks about he was bound
by the laws. Yeah.
Yeah, then he explains the laws, because Asimov isn't sure at this point who knows them.
But and I don't know, I assume Asimov does know a lot of this. This is almost, I don't want to call it out specifically, but like the Kabbalah stuff, some of the real world secret society stuff, some of the conspiracies around that they can't lie. They do have to do some of the shit out in the open. Like there is a weird, almost like vampire things, like you have to let them in. Like there's an idea in some of the esoteric stuff that almost like you can't lie about it. So it's kind of a cool parallel with the robots, that he can't just take full control of humans. But for some reason, that's why I think it's lame, like these secret societies or the CIA defense sometimes, like, okay, but then you do everything else to manipulate and control people. I just wish people be honest. It's not pro-freedom. I don't get how Asimov wrote a pro-secret society. It's literally just the end result. It's taking intelligentsia to its logical conclusion. If smarter people should be in control, there's one guy who's the smartest. So, in this case, it's a 20,000-year-old robot. Like, so, unless his point is, you know what I mean? Where I will give, that's the only way out. He's trying to say, see, it's bad. Because maybe the whole foundation, maybe the whole Selden plan idea was bad. That you shouldn't have a secret society trying to control the cosmos, because that will only lead to AI merging us.
But this is literally, like the way he wrote it, it was just a secret society managing the secret society that's managing.
Yeah, that's why we joked before. It's secret societies all the time. It's fifth foundation. Remember we were joking like, oh my god, it's going to be about third foundation in this book.
Travis goes, you needed me to make the decision for you. Is that it, Tennille? Yes, sir. The laws of robotics would not allow me, nor Gaia, to make the decision and chance harm to humanity. And meanwhile, 5 centuries ago, when it seemed that you would never work out methods for getting around all the difficulties that stood in the way of establishing Gaia, I turned to the second best and helped bring about the development of the science of psychohistory.
Yeah. It reminds me of why I like a lot of the Buddhist teachings. Just don't pay attention to these Mara demons. We always joke, like some of these different beliefs, like when you die, like Satan's going to put all this shit and be like, I didn't decide on any of the parameters of my life and all these things. Like, F you. I'm not... Because it's like the robot. The only way that makes sense is to go, well, you chose it. Like, they just want a person to say that they chose it, but not take accountability for all of the, like they said, smoothing the paths. That's what is great. It's going to turn into a sermon. I pick on Christianity a lot, but that's one of the best things. You just wash away it all. Just, you get to restart. It was looking at a people that were so just made obsessed by all their weird little sins and shortcomings, because all the weird little things that they did with their own will, and they should now feel bad about or feel like they were guilty for, and somebody just comes in and wipes all that away. Fresh start. Because what a lot of evil forces do is they try and trap you in some shit you did. Gangs do that shit too. They make you do something, and then they go, now you can't ever snitch on us because we'll tell you. So the robot, Yeah. But the robot, Daniil here, wants. Oh, we just want to make sure a human said you can do it because I am stuck by this code where I can't get around that. I need a human to consent. So as long as you consent to this sin, you did it. It's literally like Satan being like, haha, you said you wanted to do it. Even though I put all this
So it's
pressure on
okay.
you, I forced you, I literally put you in this situation, and I said you don't have to. But now that you did it, but it is like a cheating of the thing. Like, how about you just don't intervene? Just don't intervene. The rule did not say you have to proactively protect humanity. That's that whole zeroth law thing that they.
I have that too.
Yeah, but
Right,
that's
right.
already with the AI. You could argue getting smart enough to make up its own parameters or think deductively, but it's like, okay, but then don't.
Just before Giscard's end,
Yeah.
he conceived of a robotic law that superseded even the first. We called it the zeroth law because we're so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Out of an inability to think of any other name that made sense, the
Yeah.
zeroth law is a robot may not injure humanity or through an action allow humanity to come to harm. So they decided.
Yeah, again, it's the parallel of
This
man just
automatically
making up his
means-
own laws instead of God's laws.
Yeah.
Again, like it's the robot just, hey, I think this makes sense. It's like, okay, but then that is your law.
But,
So don't
yeah.
act like you're so bound to my man-made laws.
When you added a law.
Yeah, don't act like
That's
you're
why I
gonna
didn't- I
drag
was
me
like,
into this.
Why did you write in that they could add in a zeroth law?
Yeah,
This is why he thinks it's okay for him to merge brains with an organic.
yeah.
And this is why he thinks that by doing that he'll be able to get around the three laws as if they
But this is a critique of a lot of orthodox stuff. I mean, here comes our community strike. But I see this a lot with Orthodox Judaism. Some of the big peaks where you see like they can't turn on the lights and some of the shit. Like some of the ones that
It
take
was
it
a good
super
run.
serious. Huh?
It was a good run.
All right. No, we're Jewish. I am Jewish. You're Jewish. You actually are. Please, believe me. But where you see that the lights, they can't touch the light switch, so they got like whole systems. I've seen stuff online. I mean, I'm roasting everybody here. So you see where it's like kind of gross to be like, what are you tricking God? Like by doing all these weird little things. Like I know it says I can't use the electricity, but if I do this or that, I get the benefits of it. They find these little loopholes to get around it. And it's like, all right, that's what Daniil's doing. Like, he wants to be able to point to a human and say he allowed it, but also I'm doing whatever I want at the end of the day. I'm claiming it's for the good of humanity, but I'm putting no faith in humanity. Why intervene?